Welcome to my channel. Listen to my stories every day. Comment, like and subscribe to my channel. Enjoy listening.
The harsh rays of the setting sun flicker through the stained glass windows of the office building as I pull into the parking lot. My name is John, and my heart is heavy with a leaden dread, an anticipation of pain I never thought I'd face. At 35, having been with my wife, Laura, since the dizzy days of high school, betrayal was the last thing I expected to haunt our lives. My friend, Mark, Laura's colleague, and our high school buddy, had dropped the bomb casually over beers last Friday night. "Just thought you should know, man," he'd muttered, eyes averted. Laura's been, well, a bit too friendly with her new assistant, Rick. Young guy. Sharp as a tack, fresh from college. I'd laughed it off then, a hollow, echoing denial. But now, as I sit here, gripping the steering wheel until my knuckles blanch, I feel anything but amused. I recall Laura's late nights, her distracted hums of agreement to my stories about my day, her phone buzzing endlessly on the dining table. Signs I had foolishly ignored, attributed to the stress of her new role at the firm. Stepping out of the car, I adjust my jacket and smooth back my hair. The chill of the early evening bites at my skin as I lean against the hood, waiting for her to emerge. It's Friday again, and the lot slowly empties, the flood of vehicles thinning to a trickle. Then, there it is, the moment that changes everything. Laura steps out into the cool air, her laughter floating across the lot as she approaches a sleek, black car. Rick is there, leaning against the driver's side, his smile too wide, too familiar. My breath catches in my throat as she reaches him, her hand lingering just a tad too long on his arm. They talk, heads close together, and then she laughs, that musical laugh that once was mine alone. The world narrows to the tableau before me as I watch them slip into the car. The light inside the vehicle casts shadows, and through the half-open window, the silhouette of her head moves towards him. A sickening feeling coils in my gut, the taste of bile rising in my throat. Enough. I can't just stand here. Moving on instinct, I pull out my phone and start recording. I'm not sure what I'll do with this footage yet, but I need evidence. My mind races ahead, legal advice, divorce, revenge. No, something more immediate, something to shake her to her core as she has shaken mine. I wait until they pull out of the lot, following at a distance. My mind is a haze of betrayal and cold rage. As they head towards the city, I make a decision. I won't let this lie. I won't be the fool in silence. Tonight, I begin my own game, one she won't see coming. It starts with a text message to her, one that reads, "We need to talk when you get home. It's important." I add, "I love you," knowing it's perhaps the last time I might say it and mean it. The trap set, I drive home, the streets blurring past. My plan is simple: confront, record, expose. But there's more to come, the seeds of a deeper revenge planted in my wounded heart. As I park the car in our driveway, the house looms silent and expectant. Tonight, I start unraveling her deceit. And by the end, whatever it takes, I will have my retribution. The fate she wove in secrecy will be the very one to undo her, thread by treacherous thread. The living room is steeped in shadow as I pace the length of it, each step echoing off the hardwood floors like a drumbeat to my racing heart. The digital clock on the mantel ticks towards 9 p.m., the minutes stretching like hours. Laura hasn't replied to my text, nor has she returned home. I've gone from feeling sick to seething with a cold, calculated fury. My phone buzzes. It's Mark. "Hey, everything okay?" Saw Laura leave with Rick, his voice trails off, uncertain. "No, everything's not okay, Mark. Thanks for the heads up, though." "At least now I know," I reply, my voice a mixture of sarcasm and suppressed rage. "Look, John, I didn't want to stir things up. I thought you should know." "Yeah. I'm dealing with it now. Can I call you back later?" I hang up abruptly, not waiting for his response. Suddenly, the front door creaks open. Laura steps in, her face pale under the hallway light, her eyes wary as she spots me waiting. John, why did you text me like that? Is everything alright? She asks, her voice trembling slightly. I hold up my phone, playing back the video of her with Rick. Her face drains of color as she watches, her lips parting in shock. John, I can explain. Save it, Laura. I've seen enough. What I want to know is, how long has this been going on? My voice is low, each word enunciated with icy clarity. It's not what it looks like. Rick and I are just friends. It was just a ride home. Friends don't sit that close, Laura. Friends don't laugh like that. I interrupt, stepping closer. Who is he to you? Before she can reply, there's another knock at the door. Puzzled, I swing it open to reveal our neighbors, Tom and Jessica, who look unusually concerned. Hey, we heard some shouting. Is everything okay? Tom asks, peering behind me at Laura. Just a little disagreement. Nothing to worry about, I manage a tight-lipped smile. Jessica, ever observant, notices Laura's distressed state. Laura, honey, if you need to talk, I'm here, okay? She offers, a gentle hand on Laura's arm. Thanks, Jess. I might just take you up on that, Laura replies, her eyes flicking to mine, filled with a mix of defiance and fear. As they leave, closing the door softly behind them, Laura turns to me. John, I'm sorry you saw that. But it's not what you think. Rick has been a great support at work, and yes, maybe we got a bit too close, but I swear it's not an affair. Not an affair. Laura, I don't know what to believe anymore. How can I trust you? I demand, my voice rising despite my attempt to control it. Laura sighs, sitting down heavily on the sofa. I don't know, John. But we have to talk about this. Really talk. Can we do that? Please. I nod slowly, conflicted emotions battling within me. We'll talk. But I need some time to think. As I retreat to our bedroom, closing the door softly behind me, I know this is just the beginning. Doubts swirl in my mind, plans for revenge simmering beneath the hurt. This isn't over. The storm has just begun, and its path remains uncertain, each of us unsure where we will stand when it finally clears. Morning light spills coldly through the slats of the blinds as I sit at the kitchen table, the remnants of last night's confrontation lingering like a bad taste. Laura is still asleep, or at least pretending to be. The house is eerily quiet, the kind of silence that screams. I'm nursing a cup of coffee when my phone vibrates. It's a text from Mark, need to talk ASAP. His urgency piques my curiosity mixed with a dread I can't quite shake. I text back, give me 30 minutes. Meet me at the park. As I lace up my shoes, Laura appears at the kitchen doorway. Her eyes are rimmed with red, her usual meticulous appearance slightly unraveled. Going out? She asks, her voice hoarse. Yeah, need some air. We'll talk more when I get back, I reply, avoiding her gaze. At the park, autumn has painted the leaves in fiery hues, a stark contrast to the chill in my bones. Mark is already there, pacing beneath an old oak tree. His face is grave. John, there's more you need to know, he starts without preamble, handing me an envelope. I didn't want to drop this on you yesterday, but... I open the envelope to find printed emails between Laura and Rick. Not just friendly banter, but plans, intimate conversations, and confessions of feelings that cut deeper than the cold. How did you get these? I ask, my voice barely above a whisper. I have access to the server at work. I saw them by accident at first. But then, when I saw them together, Mark trails off, his discomfort tangible. This is bad, Mark. This is really bad, I mutter, my mind racing. Thanks for bringing this to me. I'm sorry, man. I thought you should know the full extent. I nod, folding the papers back into the envelope. I need to think about what to do next. As I walk back, my thoughts are chaotic. By the time I reach home, a plan begins to take shape, a plan for the truth to come out, fully and completely. I find Laura in the living room, a shawl wrapped around her against the coolness of the house. We need to talk. Now, I say, my tone leaving no room for argument. I lay the envelope on the table between us. She opens it, her hands trembling as she reads the contents. Tears start to stream down her cheeks. John, I can explain. Explain? Laura, how can you explain this? This isn't just friendly, it's an affair. You've lied to me, to everyone. How long were you going to keep this from me? I was going to end it. I realized it was a mistake. I love you, John. I just got lost, she pleads, her voice breaking. Lost? You didn't get lost. You made a choice, Laura. Every message, every meeting, that was a choice. Silence falls, heavy and suffocating. Laura looks at me, her eyes searching for something, perhaps forgiveness or a sign of the love we once shared. I need to clear my head. We'll talk about what this means for us later, I say, my voice hollow. As I leave the room, I know that whatever decision I make next will change our lives forever. The seeds of revenge have been sown, but now, seeing her like this, broken, remorseful, I'm torn by conflicting emotions. The plot to ruin her fate intertwines with the remnants of my love for her, making the next steps unclear. Whatever path I choose, the consequences will be irrevocable. The air is crisp as I drive to the office, the road slick with an early frost. It's been a week since I confronted Laura, and the house has been a mausoleum of our past happiness, filled with silent meals and quieter nights. Today, I've decided, it ends, one way or another. As I park the car, I can see Mark waiting for me by the entrance, a look of concern etched across his face. John, before you go in, there's something off. Something about Rick, I think we got it all wrong, he says hurriedly as I approach. What do you mean, got it all wrong? The emails, the meetings, it's all there, Mark, I reply, frustration bubbling up. Just hear me out, Mark pleads. I did some digging. Rick has been playing a game, but not just with Laura. He's been manipulating situations at the office, setting up scenarios to make it look like something it's not. I pause, absorbing his words. Are you saying he set Laura up? I'm saying it's possible. And there's more. I think he's involved in some shady deals through the company. I stumbled on emails that weren't just flirty, they were cryptic, discussing meetings and transactions that make no sense for his role. My mind races. Could Laura have been a pawn in a larger scheme? My resolve hardens. Let's expose him, Mark. Let's uncover everything. We spend the morning poring over company records, emails, and security footage. The pattern emerges unmistakably: Rick's machinations, using his charm and access to engineer a situation that painted Laura in a damning light, all while he conducted under-the-table deals. John, look at this, Mark points to a series of transactions linked indirectly to Rick, hidden behind layers of corporate obfuscation. He's been embezzling, using his relationship rumors to cover his tracks. The weight of my misjudgment hits me like a punch to the gut. Laura had been distant because she suspected Rick, not because she was involved with him. My revenge, my pain, had blinded me to the truth. With our evidence compiled, we confront Rick in his office. He's smug at first, until we lay out the emails and financial records. His facade crumbles, the color draining from his face. This doesn't prove anything, Rick stammers, but the panic in his eyes tells a different story. It proves enough for the police and the company lawyers. You're done here, I say, my voice steady, the phone in my hand already dialing for security. As the authorities take Rick away, I head home, the weight of the world on my shoulders. I find Laura in the garden, tending to the autumn roses, her back to me. Laura, I was wrong, I start, my voice breaking. Rick manipulated everything. I should have trusted you, should have seen the signs. She turned slowly, wiping her hands on her apron. Her eyes search mine, wary and wounded. You believed I could do that to you. I know. I can't expect forgiveness, not now, maybe not ever. But I'm going to make this right, Laura. Whatever it takes. Laura nods, a tear escaping down her cheek. It's going to take time, John. A lot of time. And so, we start to rebuild, amidst the fallen leaves of our shattered trust. The road to redemption is long and fraught, but it begins with a single, truthful step. In the end, the fate I set out to ruin was not Laura's, but the facade of deception that had ensnared us both. Now, facing a future uncertain but honest, we step forward together, our eyes newly open to the truths and lies that weave through the tapestry of our lives.